Welcome back to Table Talk. I'm Brian Kell. When we heard about Manchester Parks and Recreation receiving a grant in which they were only one of 8 nationwide to receive it, we thought we needed to get some more information on that, and so we decided to bring to our table at this time Bonnie Gamble, the director of Manchester Parks and Recreation. Bonnie, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me to come and speak.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a lot to talk about because Manchester Parks and Rec has a lot going on, but one thing that really caught our eye here at Table Talk was this grant, because anytime that you're only one of 8 nationwide, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Tell us about Fit and Strong.
We were pretty surprised, but you know, I always apply for it. You never know.
That's right. You're quite the grant writer.
Well,
from
it
what I hear,
doesn't cost
too.
anything to apply.
That's right.
So the National Recreation and Parks Association had a program, and it's called Fit and Strong. And what it is that it's an evidence-based program for people who suffer from lower extremity pain, and they train my instructors how to do. It's a 12-week course. You exercise for 60 minutes, and then you have 30 minutes sort of education segment after that. And you use bands, some ankle weights, that kind of thing. But it is really a program geared for those with lower extremity and our seniors. And we're going to be able now to offer that free to citizens. Don't have to be just from Manchester, but they can come. We're going to have it twice a week. It's going to be starting March 9th. It'll go probably to the 1st of May. I think it's about 12 weeks. And I'm not sure what the time is. If people are interested, they just need to call 931-728-0273. That's our telephone number at the rec center, and we can give you more information. We're just really in the training process. But yes, we're the only one in Tennessee.
Wow.
So that was really nice.
Is there a cap on how many people can take part in this? Are you trying to manage that?
Really what we're trying to do, we have 2 locations right now. We wanted to go to the people rather than saying, come to the rec center, come to the rec center. So we are going to be doing our first 2 sessions at Coffee County Senior Citizens Building, and then also at Kingwood Arms, which is in Highway 55, which is a senior living location. And then we're probably going to take the break off from May to August because we're really slammed with all our summer programs, and then start up again in August to December. We have a year to do this program, so we'll probably try to keep class size to 20-25 at each location.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds amazing, and like you said, people can call and get more information.
Yes.
And I think you've got a little bit of information on the website too right now.
Yes,
through City
and
of
it is
Manchester.
free.
Yes, absolutely.
So I
yeah,
wanna make sure.
that's big to get that absolutely free on that. As far as I mean, healthy living. When you think of healthy living, and especially from a government standpoint, that falls in your all's wheelhouse, and you all do a lot to help promote that, I know.
We try to, you know, really engage all ages, everybody in our community. So for instance, while we're doing this Fit and Strong program, and we have very strong senior activities, we also have a middle school outdoor adventure club. We have a middle school bike club. We pick them up from school and we bring them to the rec center. We supply them with the mountain bikes. We've taken the adventure club camping. They've gone hiking. They've done fishing. They've done kayaking. We threw kayaks in our indoor pool to get them used to getting in a boat and kayaking. So we're trying to touch, like I said, all different segments of our community. And I think that it really builds a feeling of togetherness as everyone is working to become healthy.
One of the crown jewels, really, I would think, of Coffee County in general, let alone Manchester, is that recreation center.
Yeah, we're pretty proud of that one.
and we were talking off camera, is that I had no idea that basically we're celebrating 17 years of that
Yes.
rec center
Yes.
this year in 2020. We've participated, I know, in church groups that we've used. You pull from all around for that rec center. Talk about how special that place is.
Yeah, that's, you know, I could fill up stories and stories and stories, but that's where people come to, not just I'm working out, you know, to lose weight or do this. You know, it's a social place for many of our citizens who they may be dealing with a partner who has Alzheimer's. They may be dealing with the fact that they've lost a family member. And so they come so they can talk, to socialize. They know people care. And so just a story, I have a lady who got diagnosed with a brain cancer. And she came walking in to my front desk. I got great front desk people. And said, well, did you know that I just got diagnosed with a brain tumor and I haven't even told anybody at my church? You start thinking that we're so important to her that we're the first people she's telling. And so that's the kind of stuff that I really am proud of the rec center. We also have an after-school program now that we started 2 years ago, that we pick up children from the city schools and they come down and they spend time with us. And the rec center, because it was designed with like 2 indoor pools, one's a therapy pool, again, we can have a broad reach to citizens. So we usually draw about 30 miles from Manchester is about a reasonable distance to drive to use the rec center.
Yeah, I know that, and you do have a great vibe there when you go in the doors over there, either during the week
It's
or
family, that's what it
really
is.
But if you've never been, we'd encourage you to go. Outdoor large leisure pool, indoor competition pool, indoor warm water therapy pool, that's important, and gymnasium. It's got something for everybody.
Yeah, and and the indoor walking track, obviously right now is really popular because it's
wet.
too cold and
Yes.
wet to be outside. And so we have a lot of people that come in and do their walking there. We have spin classes. We have a casual care nursery also, so up to 2 hours we can watch your children per day. So if they're 9 or under, then they can use that facility. We also have a youth wellness room that has an indoor playground and climbing walls, because we found that your 5 to 9-year-old gets bored just going in a nursery with 3-year-olds. So we have a room there that they can play, and it's supervised also. The parent has to sign them in and sign them out. So.
Pretty strong stuff. Go check it out if you've not been there. Now, we've talked about being indoors quite a bit and walking track and being wet. When it finally does dry out, you've got
right.
several places, because we've talked about the recreation side of things. Let's talk about the park side of things,
Sure.
because you've got some beautiful places and diverse places that are over in part of your department.
Yeah, and we have Fred Denman Park is basically our baseball park. It's the oldest park, and when you go there, you can tell because it was put together piecemeal. And so instead of having a central concession stand and you have all the ball fields around it, here's a ball field, here's a ball field, but it's got the tennis courts, it's got our skate park, it has our major playground, picnic shelters, it's all along the river. And we have baseball and softball fields there. Then Dave King Park, because we're split by the railroad that comes through the Caney Fork,
Yep.
splits both those. So Dave King Park is basically our softball park, and that has 4 softball fields. The Greenway goes through there. And then we have another park that we started about 5 years ago. We call it the Manchester Sports Park. It is predominantly soccer fields. Mm-hmm. We just got brand new LED lights from a grant, and the transformer's supposed to come hopefully next week so we can power them up. But it also has a dog park. We have a community garden. We also converted a house that was on the property. We have a teaching kitchen. So it has prep tables and everything. We use that for our children for the after-school program or our summer day camp program. And that park is going to get a year-round farmer's market in about 2 years. I have this diabetes grant for $450,000 from the Tennessee Department of Health. And you can spend $150,000 each year. The first year, ending here in June, is going to be about a playground, which I'll talk about in a minute. So about 2 years from now, there's going to be an indoor farmer's market that we can have year-round. So we're really excited about that because that's going to be a community garden, a teaching kitchen, a year-round farmer's market, so people don't have to wait just till Saturday morning to get some fresh produce. They'll be able to do it year-round, and in the evening, and when they get off work or they're driving by, they can stop. So that's really cool. Our greenway goes on through those parks to what we call Riverview, which was an old alternative school. It was used as a black school during segregation. So it's an old site, but it's right there by the river, very beautiful. We're going to be putting in probably, I think, one of the first ones in this area is it's called a FIT course, but if you like American Ninja,
Yeah.
it's an obstacle course, and it's for 13 to adult, because I have playgrounds for children 5 to 12, and so what happens is they get to be 10 and they're bored.
Yeah.
And that's when you see the kids not going down the slide, they're on the outside sitting, they're jumping from the top when they're not really supposed to. So this is going to be fun, and it's got the spider walk, all these kinds of
Got a
things.
big cool factor to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And anyways, it'll be down in that Riverview Park, and that's going to be paid for by this diabetes grant, and that should come online 1st of July. And then we have probably 2 more years down the road is an extension of our Greenway. That is a $1.2 million project, and it is paid through 80% through Tennessee Department of Transportation, their transportation enhancement. It is going to start at the Conference Center off exit 114 off I-24 there, Starbucks area, that place. Mm-hmm. And it will go and it'll connect through the Bonnaroo Festival grounds to New Bushy Branch Road will be the trailhead end. And people ask, well, why are you putting it through Bonnaroo? Because they're a huge landowner. One landowner of 500 acres. So we're going to double our greenway, and we only have to go through, I think it's 5 landowners.
Wow.
To get the easements.
Yeah.
So that's going to be exciting. It's going to be 10 foot wide, concrete. So bikes and pedestrians, that'll be our first real bikeway. That's why it's an important one for us.
Well, believe it or not, we've run out of quite a bit of time here. We're going to get you back, though. We've got a lot more we need to talk about in the future with you, but want to mention a few things that's
Sure.
popping up over the next little bit. I know that you talked Easter and Earth Day. Talk about those two.
Yes. If people don't know, this April 22nd is the 50th anniversary for Earth Day. And so Starbucks and the Parks Department and the Coffee County Solid Waste are partnering together, and we're not just going to do one day. We're going to do Wednesday, which is Earth Day, through Saturday, April 25th. So the 22nd through the 25th, we're getting groups and civic groups and people to clean up litter, clean up of our river areas. We're doing landscaping around our schools. On Saturday morning, we'll have groups, if they want, to come pick up their bags. We're going to give them the litter picker-uppers, I call them, and they're going to go and they can pick it up. We'll weigh it, and then they get a free T-shirt and a free lunch on April 25th. Starting at 11:30, they can get their free lunch if they've picked up trash. Cool. So that's really fun. And then our Easter egg hunts we have an underwater Easter egg hunt that is going to be on...
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that is. March 21st. It's free, but it's open only to the first 50 because we can only accommodate that many. So if you want to come and participate, call 728-0273, and that starts at 10 o'clock. Okay. And then we have our Easter egg hunt in the parks on March 28th. We have 2 of them. We have one that is for ages 3 to 7, and that'll be in Fred Denman Park. I believe it's at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, yeah.
And then we have another one at night.
Saw that.
It's on our Babe Ruth field, which is in Fred Denman Park. It starts at 8 p.m. Bring your flashlight.
I love when you said that. Anytime there's an Easter egg hunt and you all put in there, bring your flashlight, I'm like, oh, now that's great.
Well, let's face it, you get to be 8 to 9. You want candy, but what's the fun of just picking up eggs off the ground?
That's
so
right.
you got to have a little bit of a challenge.
Yes.
So
lots going on at the Manchester Parks and Recreation. Bonnie, we hope you'll come back and talk
thank you.
more about
Anytime.
other things that's going on at Manchester Parks and Recreation. But thank you so much for being a part of Table Talk.
Oh, you're welcome.
So we're going to put a wrap on this episode, and we'll look to join you for more talk at this table next time on Table Talk.